Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Of course, just yesterday, we saw the major Season 5 update drop for MW2 Warzone and DMZ. It had a bunch of new content in the way of new weapons, new maps, new operators, the new battle pass, some bug fixes, some patch notes as well. But over the past 24 hours since Season 5 has been out, we've actually seen several new sort of surprise mini updates go live within the game to fix various things or to update and change various things. We also have a decent amount of communication regarding things that are going to be fixed here, maybe later on today, tomorrow, throughout the weekend as well, as a result of Season 5, per usual, introducing a couple of new bugs. So that being said, we are focusing all on the Call of Duty Updates Twitter account today because this is who is supplying pretty much all of the intel and all the information for these patch notes and all these changes. So as we get into this, quick reminder, if you're new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button every day. I got you covered with news, updates, class setups, tips, you name it, it's all right here. And if you guys enjoy the video, let me know by dropping a like on it as well, would be really appreciated. But first things first here, for Warzone Ranks Play, as I mentioned, they are previewing a couple of things they're going to be fixing here very soon. They are aware that the seasonal division rewards for Season 4 Top 250 are not being distributed to players. They are actively working to resolve this issue and will update when resolved. So if you're an avid Ranks Play player, this is also sometimes happening in multiplayer as well, and you're not seeing your skill division rewards from last season, it's going to be updated here soon. You'll get that content here probably, I would imagine, by like the end of the weekend. Now this is a new update that's live now. You'll notice this is affecting gameplay as we speak. In Warzone, they've temporarily disabled the signal intelligence contract across all of Warzone while they investigate a back-end issue that could cause reduced performance for some players. So essentially, if you would go through and start the signal intelligence contract, it would cause issues for you. It could cause issues for other players in the game. I will admit, throughout my time playing Warzone last night and yesterday after the update, leveling up the guns and just messing around for some gameplay, the stability felt pretty decent outside of one game where I think we broke the space-time continuum. You're actually going to see that in a gameplay video coming up soon, so you should stay tuned for that. But it felt pretty smooth. However, it might not have been if this contract was still in the game. So nice to see that they're actually jumping on some of the performance issues right away this season compared to, last Reloaded season where it was just a mess for like 2 weeks. This is a pretty big one and one that is very frustrating right now for Warzone. They are investigating an issue causing players to unintentionally acquire night vision goggles in Battle Royale. If you tried to jump into Ranks Play yesterday or saw gameplay going around yesterday, this is a major problem right now. Basically, whenever you go to try and stow things in your backpack, it puts on night vision goggles and then it completely changes your screen. It messes you up. If you're like in a high octane chaotic situation and suddenly you're trying to, stow a streak for just a second or, do something else and put it in your backpack, and then you're putting on your NVGs mid-fight, probably not going to come out alive there. You're going to be in the gulag. You're going to be in the spectating screen yelling at your monitor because you're angry that that is the reason that you died. So definitely a very obnoxious glitch here. Hopefully this one is fixed here very soon. They were on this pretty quickly into the update, so I've got high hopes that this one will be updated here. Like I said, maybe by the end of today even. Another very important one that was actually sort of omitted from the Season 5 patch notes, but then they ended up updating the patch notes. The Season 5 update addressed ongoing and intermittent issues with the functionality of UAVs across multiplayer that impacted both the length and visibility of minimap dots in some matches. This is the UAV bug being fixed. If you guys are familiar with Ace, another great creator, especially on the multiplayer side of things, he's been on this bug for a while. I think it started back maybe towards the end of Season 3 or maybe early Season 4. It's been around for some time where if you call in one UAV in multiplayer, it basically glitches out and acts like it's an advanced UAV or a mini advanced UAV where you see the exact movements of the enemies on the minimap, which is wildly overpowered. Now, I'm all for, having the minimap give you a bunch of information, but one UAV being the tipping point in a match and that team instantly gaining a huge advantage because of that was definitely broken and was definitely abused. So after what feels like a full season of it being bugged in multiplayer and being a huge crutch, it's now been fixed and that UAV glitch is no longer active. Not sure why they missed this in the patch notes initially, because I think when the update dropped right as it was live, Ace tested for it and said, hey, yeah, it's fixed. And then shortly after, they put out this update here saying, yeah, we've updated the patch notes. This change is now live in game. Another pretty important one here that I've seen some confusion about so far, we've updated our audio note with more info on tactical pets, which include Merlin in season 5 of Black Cell. And basically what they've done in the patch notes here is add in this line, which says, added an audio indicator from pets to complement the visual cue for enemies when high alert is equipped. This sound can also be heard by enemy players within a short radius nearby. So I've seen some concern that Merlin the dog is pay to win, because if an enemy is close to you, he's going to bark and say, hey, watch out, somebody's nearby. However, this basically says no, it's not, because one, it's only active when high alert is on. So if you get high alerted, that's when Merlin's going to bark. And I noticed that a bunch in my personal gameplay last night. Also, it can be heard by those enemies that are in a short radius of you, so it's not just audio for you. If someone is in, like, you know, the top of a staircase and you're coming up and for whatever reason high alert activates, they're gonna know that you're there, you're gonna know that they're there. Vice versa, if you're looking at each other from, you know, windows that are short in distance between each other, and you get that high alert ping, they're going to hear the bark. They might know that you're on the right or left side of that window. They could pre-fire you. So it's definitely not a pay to win mechanic per se. It's an interesting thing, but it could also cost you information because they're going to know exactly where you're at too, even if they don't have high alert. We do have a couple of updates for the Champions quest on Vondo, which obviously gives you some new rewards. The size of the circle the bomb site spawns in has been reduced. So you'll notice that if you're going for this and you get that 5-win streak to activate the challenge, the circle will no longer shrink while the bomb site is active. So just changing up the sort of fundamentals of the Champions quest if you have that live in your game. The COD Updates account also says that they're aware that the wrong calling card is appearing in Sector E3 of the Battle Pass. It's known as Shadows. They're working to correct that. Basically, Shadows is a calling card that you get for completing a DMZ mission, and people were obviously not happy to see that this calling card that they got for doing this mission and going out of their way to do that work is now being sold in a Battle Pass. So that's going to be updated. That's apparently not intended, or maybe it wasn't intended to be caught, if you catch my drift. We also have a small thread of a couple of mini updates. COD Update says we released a small update that addresses the following issues in MW2 and Warzone. They fixed an issue where some upgrades in DMZ were not displaying as intended. I know I saw a handful of reports of that once Season 5 dropped. And then, of course, there's store updates that are already live when we have, you know, some of these previous things that we've looked at that they're investigating that are much more pressing issues. But, of course, the store stuff is fixed right away. They fixed an issue where the throwback audio pack was displaying an incorrect billboard. It was saying it was a Hans Zimmer pack, except if you go into like your customized section and look at your audio packs, it still says that. It just doesn't say it in the store now. They also fixed an issue causing the battle pass to appear incorrectly after purchasing Black Cell. So of course, the monetized aspects of the game are getting updated right away as always. And then lastly, here they say in Warzone, we are investigating reports of some DMZ players being unable to unlock certain weapons via successful exfil. This in regards to like new weapons. For instance, if you're trying to unlock the Carrick 300 or the FR Avancer from having a teammate drop it and then exfil with it, that's not currently functioning right now, and it won't work sometimes. You'll exfil with the FR Avancer, but then it won't unlock for you. This can happen for other weapons as well if you're trying to get those done. So obviously a huge bug. That's a main thing of DMZ. Players love to go in and have someone in their squad do that so that they don't have to go through the pass right away to do that. They can just get some added help there, like in the case of the M13 even. So big problem here. They are aware of that though, so it should be updated here pretty promptly, I would imagine. And that being said, that is everything that ended up changing in the updates over the past 24 hours. Some of these sort of surprise mini updates that went out, or things that will be changing here in the coming days as they are investigating them and looking for fixes for various new bugs courtesy of Season 5. But that's going to do it. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out to always guarantee you're up to date with absolutely everything going on in COD. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.